I don't know if you're anything like me, but um, sometimes when you're thinking about life, when you're thinking about deep subjects, it's a really good example for my point I'm about to make. But sometimes when you're sorting things out in your head, you feel like you sort it all out and everything makes complete sense, and you all the dots are connected. But then, and so you think I got it figured out. I'm 100% right. Everything's perfect. And but then you go and try to have a conversation with someone and you realize, huh, actually, I'm having a hard time communicating this because you don't know all the dots in my head. You don't have my experiences, and and that can be difficult. That can be frustrating. So, and even if you are able to make the point that you want to make, let's say you make it as eloquently as you think you can, they still might not agree at all, and then now you're stuck with the point of articulating your point and maybe refining it and trying to make it better and having that kind of debate. Hopefully it's good natured and it's enjoyable, but um, yeah, I don't know if you're like that, but I do that a lot, and I've often thought that one of the things that's so difficult about people that are isolated is that they lack the opportunity to get to talk with someone else that can challenge their ideas and help them refine them and make them better, and just having someone to bounce stuff off of, it's so key. And so I've seen that actually where people are isolated and you kind of see them slowly just lose their mental health. And mental health is such a buzzwordy thing, but you know, hey, we've seen it. So I guess I wanted to say, and I'll also say that at the beginning of, in spring of 2020, when we had this little, I don't know if you heard about like COVID, or, oh, what are we going to do here? To me, it seemed early on, really quickly, I realized the isolation is going to kill a lot of people. Um, some of them like immediately, some of them in the short term, some of them in the long term. It's gonna decrease their livelihood, and to the degree to which you do that, you really can destroy someone's spirit, someone's physical body too. I'm not going to get all metaphysical because who am I? I don't know, but I'm just saying. To me, it felt obvious that was happening. That was going to happen. It seems like it has happened a little bit, and I would say what's alarmed me a little bit in my own mind, in my own consciousness, is that I'm generally, and this might be just my own personal bias about who I am, but I've always thought, I think of myself, I have an identity that is, I think I'm pretty mentally strong. I don't think I have a lot of, I think I have a lot of discipline and ability to not say something flippant or that will damage people that I care about. But I don't want to not tell the truth either. But then the question is, does that truth deserve to be spoken publicly on the forum of Facebook or Instagram or Twitter? Or is that something you should say to them directly? So most of the time, if I have something I really need to say and it involves a person, I say it to them rather than saying it kind of passive aggressively maybe on social media. And so anyway, so for all these reasons, I don't talk a lot anymore on social media when I used to. And I'm not saying the world's a worse place or a better place, but I do feel like there is a thing in me that I'm squelching because I just don't want to deal with it. Because I feel like if I say anything remotely controversial, I just don't want to argue with people. I just don't want to spend my time debating these points. Because obviously it's not productive necessarily. And I mean, that alone is enough of a reason. But I would say in addition to that, I believe that you should criticize people, especially that you're in community with, like maybe your workmates, your family, your close friends. You should criticize people in private, not in public. And what social media kind of does is we criticize publicly all the time. And so to me, like at work, I lead a team of about 20 people, and it's very rare. I'm not saying I have a perfect record on this, but it's very rare that I would criticize someone in a way or offer or speak a negative about their performance. It's rare that I would do that in front of other people. I will do it quickly. I'll say, hey, let's hop in my office. I want to talk to you about something. And we talk it out. But I respect them enough to say, I'm not trying to put you on blast in front of everyone. That to me seems like a basic thing. But social media, it's so much what we do is we get on there. And I guess I think about it like you're putting negativity, you're putting more and more negativity into the world versus like letting it die. Because when someone hurts someone, a lot of times the natural reaction is to go and then hurt someone else or hurt them back or hurt yourself or I don't know. But what I think is one of the most powerful things that you can do on this earth is when something negative happens and you have the strength and discipline and wisdom to just let it die. You don't have to hurt someone else. And I'm flawed at this. I definitely don't think I do it perfectly, but you see that a lot with social media. It's like you want to get back at someone, you want to own them, you want to so I know we all know this. I'm not saying anything super novel there. But I guess what I'm trying to do in this little video is say, I have decided that I am going to record myself and my thoughts on a regular basis, share them with you. Hopefully I get a few people who give a rip about it and want to communicate with me about it and have positive dialogue, and we can help each other grow. But this is something I'm excited about. I'll be honest. I know I have one of the classic, what do they call it? Resting bitch face. I have that basically. Sorry if that offends your sensibilities, but well, I'm not really that sorry. I'm just saying, okay. This is what's weird. One of the other things that's difficult about social media in a way, and maybe someone who's done this before, give me a tip, but I don't know who I'm talking to on social media. It's like you're talking to everyone. And I think one of the tricky things about what makes that so difficult is because it's hard to say something meaningful to everyone. And that's why I also don't say a lot of things on social media, because I don't want to, what do you say to everyone? Have a nice day. God is good. You try to speak truthful things. That's why I try to share proverbial thoughts that might add a little speck of value to your life that are true to me. Maybe you find them true. And I like to bounce off and poke out the walls around me and say, is the people in my community, do they agree with me? Are we on the same page about that? So anyway, this video is kind of like my announcing to anyone who cares that I'm going to start making little videos. Hopefully you find them interesting. I really do. I really want to be able to learn from this, grow from this. I'm excited about it. I think, like I said at the beginning of this, I have a lot of thoughts that I don't think I do a good job sorting out when I go to sit down. I love to go and grab a drink with someone and like debate and discuss, and you just don't get a ton of opportunity to do that. So for me, I'm not looking to start, and do anything controversial. I saw this comedian one time. I really wish I could remember the guy's name. He opened for John Christ. What was his name? He was in Grand Rapids. And he was pretty funny. I think his name was Gregory, something like that. Anyway, he's a funny guy. And he said he had a bit about how his mama used to say this word, which was a bunch of words like rammed together. And it was, what you not gonna do? And it was like, I'll tell you what you're not going to do. You're not going to run out the door and slam in the door and whatever. I don't remember the bit, but I do like to think about that sometimes. I go, I can't articulate exactly what I want to do, but here's what I don't want to do. So here's what I don't want to do with this video thing. I'm not looking to be dramatic. I want to be very, very measured. I don't want to be clickbait. I don't want to get... if I can help it, I don't want to get into any like political catfighty stuff. I'll definitely talk about maybe philosophical issues. I might I might want to talk about religious issue. I might want to talk about first principles type stuff, but I'm not interested in like analyzing what this person said or what this person said in any sort of mean-spirited way. I might use it as a prompt for discussion, but I'm not making any sort of like, you know, YouTuber, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so all that being said, I don't know where this is going to go. I'm trying to make a little video. I hope you find it interesting. Man, I love your input. I'm sure this one sucks. But I do believe firmly that if you want to be good at anything, you got to have at least the courage to suck at it in the beginning. So here's me starting out and putting myself out there. And yeah, so if this hasn't been a complete waste of your time, give me a like, leave me a comment, tell me what I can do better, and then give me some feedback on like what you think topics to cover that you think would be interesting. If you know me and you know kind of what I'm about, you might have some insight on that. Otherwise, maybe in the next video, I'll do a little bit more of an introduction to who I am to people who don't know me. So maybe I should have done that on episode 1. I wasn't thinking. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Thanks.